Candy coated.
Candy coated, see me, you see me. Manifest my dreams, they wanna be me. How I do it, the questions when they see me.
Yeah.
So blessed, they think I got a genie. Candy coated, secret, you see me. Manifest my dreams, they wanna be me. How I do it, the questions when they see me. So blessed, they think I got a genie. 13, a star was born. Keep us in the light and she passed it on.
you,
Went from
baby.
office white to Miss Candy coated on a different vibration, so you know I'm floating. We're not the same, I'm not a game. You match NG, I shift chakra. Not Alicia Keys, but I'm on fire. Be more bread, home of the wire. Candy coated, secret, you see me. Manifest my dreams, they wanna be me. How I do it, the questions when they see me. So blessed, they think I got a genie. Candy coated, secret, you see me. Manifest my dreams, they wanna be me. How I do it, the questions when they see me. So blessed, they think I got a genie. I am like dopamine, you can't control this substance. You don't want smoke me, you couldn't handle my substance. He gave me life and assured me abundance. I don't speak broke, sis, I am abundant. My ex, yeah, he's a clown, making fake pages to watch me now.
see you.
Climbing to the top, they can't stop me now. Got so much sauce, trying to slurp me now.
Catch
Got my
it.
foot on their next nine, letting up. They stomp the yard, time to step it up. Got my foot on their next nine, letting up. They stomp the yard, time to step it up. 2 shows, 3 magazines, been on the radio, I'm not stopping.
ahead.
Wrote a book, best-selling author, my God keeps me popping.
done
I'm
yet.
affiliate, a life coach, my stock keeps on rising.
money.
Wednesdays at 8 o'clock on Facebook, they're watching.
You see me?
Candy coated.
Hey y'all, what's going on? It is Wednesday. Make sure you give me a heart and a thumbs up when you get in here. Share the show for me. How are you guys feeling tonight? Okay, we getting set up. Halfway there. It is already May 7th. It is already May 7th, okay? So share the show for me tonight. Say hello to me when you get here. Hey TikTok, how are you? How are you guys doing? I had like my first battle on TikTok. My homegirl wanted to battle me. We battled on TikTok. What's new? What's going on in your neck of the woods? As we get in here today. This week has been long. It's been a very long week already. Even though the week is halfway through. Okay. And I'm just trying to sign on to all of my stuff real quick. While I wait for you guys to get in here. Hi. Hey TikTok. How are you? What's going on, TikTok? How are you feeling, TikTok? So it's not much going on. I don't know. Oh, besides like what's been going on, I think what Diddy jury selection has started for Diddy. I'm interested to see how that's going to go. Oh, hi, hey TikTok, hey Susanna girl, how you? How you doing, girl? What's new with you? How is life? I'm trying to get all this stuff in here. So let's see. Okay, got it. I gotta log on to all this other stuff. So I see that. I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep up with this. Are y'all keeping up with the Diddy trial? I think I may. And anytime you go to court, it's like this long drawn out. They got to go through jury selection, do all of this. I'll probably say it'll probably get started more so like June. I know a lot of people are saying that they don't think he's going to get found guilty, but they did dismiss. They are not using they're not using the Cassie video. They're not going to use that. I did see where they said they're not going to use that video in a court. Oh no, do you think that's fair? I mean, because technically, her case, they already solved that one. You said you can't complain. Life been lifing. Yes, girl. Life been lifing for everybody. What isn't it a saying that be like, "Why complain? I would complain, but who can't or something. It's like a saying somewhere. One of those sayings I heard about that was like, "Oh yeah, I could complain, but I won't," or "I will complain, but who cares," or something like that. Hopefully everything gets better. I feel like life is life and for everybody right now. I don't know what's going on around the world. But you just gotta make the best of it. I do know that much. What I say last week, why sweat the small stuff when you got bigger fish to fry? You know what I mean? You got bigger fish to fry. So that's what I do. Don't stress yourself out about nothing you can't change. And anything that you can change it. And if you find yourself still stressed out about it, then you gotta do something. You gotta do something different. So that's what always helps me. If it's something that I can change, that I am in control of, I'm not gonna stress about it. But if it's something that I can't, I'm still not gonna stress about it. But if it's definitely something that I can control, we not stressing about that. We just going keep it moving. Keep it moving. Feel, peel, deal, and keep it moving. Okay? For real. And that's funny because I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and we were talking about this prior to earlier, um, to me coming on the show, and it was just like about settling and different things like that. Like, do y'all feel like y'all settled? Do you feel like you've settled? Do anybody out there, do y'all feel like that there are some things in your life or certain moments where y'all may have felt like y'all have settled? Hey, nope, I could care less about him after watching Making the Band back in the day. Girl, Making the Band was that show. Making the Band was that show. I don't know what you talk about. Making the Band was that show. Making the Bang used to have me locked in and glued in. Oh, thanks for liking the live TikTok. Thank you so much. Um, and I was like, we were talking about settling. Like, do you ever feel like are there moments where you can look at your life and say, "Hey, I actually settled in this area, or I should have did better." But it was just we were talking about that. So that's funny that you said that, and it led me to talking about that because I feel like that there's times where we all have settled or some people still do, right? But I know I used to. How about that? I feel like I used to settle, but baby, once I hit the don't settle button, woo, let me tell you, once you go from not settling, I don't know what it is. It's like you become like escargot. It says, you become escargot. It's just, I don't know. It's like a whole different thing. Like what, let's say confidence, just what you want out of life, just the different things that you're willing to do and explore. Make sure y'all share the show for me too. And give me some hearts and thumbs up and follow us on all platforms. You can send stars, you can do all that good stuff. TikTok, y'all can help me reach my goal. TikTok always helping me reach my goal, y'all. Shout outs to TikTok. Um, things like that. Yes, because I feel like I could be doing more. Okay. Like more like what? Sometimes I feel like, well, I used to feel like I did too much. Sometimes it's like, you know what, you're doing too much. Because a lot of times, we know they have that saying being booked and busy, being booked and being booked and productive and all this. But it's like people really can be busy doing a whole lot of nothing. Don't be fooled. Some people can be busy just by doing a whole bunch of nothing. Just a bunch of nothingness going around. But yeah, so we were talking about like settling, and I was like, yeah, girl. I was like, you know, if you go back and you look at like some of your relationships, and I was telling her, I was like, when I go back over life, just with growing and learning, why is this not connecting? Learn what? You're a liar. It's right here. Just with like growing and connecting. 1 second, Joe. I was telling her, like, I think you should be able to go down. If you want to know where you are in life or how you've been in life, look at the people you've dated. For real. Like, look at the people you've dated. We were just talking about that. Like, look at the people you've dated and then you'll be able to see what was going on, where you at, you know what I mean? And I was telling her when we were chit chatting, I was like, you know what, that's just something that I do because she was saying that she was listening to something on some show. So, and I'm gonna go look for it. So, on some podcast, do y'all know? Did y'all hear about that on some podcast? Some lady, I don't know if it's a so now I'm speaking out of context because I'm not sure. So is this guy, I guess, I don't know if he helps women with, hopefully if she joins, she'll tell me. I don't know if he helps women with dating or what he helps women with, but the young lady came on his show when he told the young lady he called her UGLY. He told her she wasn't attractive. She ends up getting off of the show or something. I think it was a show where they were discussing dating, like how it is to date and what people do when they date. And he told her she was unattractive. So I think he caught slack or something he caught slack for talking about the young lady, but somehow invited the young lady back. So when he invited the young lady back on his show, he came and he apologized. He wanted to apologize to her for what he did, how he had treated her, and things like that. And after he gave her the apology, she walked off the show. So then people were like screaming on her about that, my friend said. So then she went on another show and the people had asked her, why did she why did she do that? Because she did tell a guy. She was like, well, I came all the way here just for you to apologize to me publicly because you humiliated me publicly in X, Y, and Z. And she was saying why she doesn't like to date. I don't know if she said black men or something. I don't want to, don't quote me on it. But she was saying that's why she doesn't like to date because of how people react when they don't find somebody attractive. And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I was just telling her when we were having a conversation. I'm like, "Well, I think that we're out of the phase of saying, "Oh, you're ugly, he's ugly, he do this." I'm like, maybe that's something you do. You know, when we're like in middle school, high school, maybe a little bit of out in your 20s. And I was like, but now it's just a phase where you get to the point where it's just like they're just not I don't find you attractive. Y'all get what I'm saying? Do y'all still come out and tell people that? Do y'all come out and tell people how they look? But I was like, I would just say that you're just not attractive. You know what I mean? You're not my type, you know, things of that nature. So it was funny. So I told her, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna look for that. I'm gonna have to do some research because she couldn't remember what it was. Stuff like that piques my interest. I love when people you know, take up for themselves, stand up for what they believe in and things like that. So I was like, okay, cool. That sounded a little interesting. And we ended up going over and talking about, oh, let me put it up here, standards. And just when you didn't have any, do you got them now? What do they look like? Hey, YouTube, shout out to you. I didn't even see you over there, YouTube. Hi, you gotta say hi to me so I can see you over there. I'm glad I clicked on this thing. Um, with stuff like that. So I was telling her, I was like, "Well, look, you can always know where you at in life when you look at the people that you've dated." I said, "Because if I go over my life, let's say we go back maybe about 4 years, not including 2024 or 2025, because 2025 just started. So if we go back and we look back from 2020, I was like, "Girl, baby girl was going through it." You know what I mean? When you look at the people you've dated, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, child, don't judge me or measure me by those I have been acquainted with. Do y'all ever feel like that? Anybody ever felt like that? Or is that just a me thing? Why does it look like this on YouTube? Is that just a me thing? I think that is that just a me thing? Come on. Y'all ain't never seen nobody. Y'all don't look at the people that y'all dealt with like, what the hell was I thinking? And I'd be like, you wasn't. You wasn't. So that's what I did. And I was just telling her, and I was like, y'all know me. Like, I love me a nice red bone. I love a light skin red bones drive me crazy. And I was telling her, and I was like, if you ever seen me talk to somebody who was not light skinned, I promise you that I didn't pursue them, they pursued me. And so we were just going over different things like that about your preference and how now, society try to make you feel like there's something wrong with you for having a preference where you say what you like and what you don't like. Right? Benita said, "Yep." You know what I mean? Yeah, Susanna, y'all get what I'm saying? So it's like now society tries to make you feel bad for wanting a preference or even just having a preference. If you deem that you like this type of person, they automatically think that that eliminates you liking other people. And it's like, no. If it comes down to a preference, the point of having a preference and having a choice is if you say something and you like it, and that's somebody you would deal with or be with, it's like, "Oh, okay. I like you. You're my type. Hey, May, how you doing?" It's like, if I see you, I like it. What it say? Like a store. If I see it, I like it, I buy it and keep it. You know what I mean? Different things like that, but and then, we were always playing the game for, like, how shallow are and I was just just telling her how what I've learned throughout my journey is that I see why I had a type of preference and standard, okay? Have any of y'all ever experienced that? Wanna battle for your show. No, I was just talking about you. She always coming on TikTok and she wants me to battle her. I don't know how to battle. You gotta have people that show up to battle and girl, maybe we can battle after my show. Okay. She said I said after. Oh yeah, okay. See, I ain't read that. See, y'all reading is fundamental. Yeah, I'll battle you after my show because I'm not gonna be on here tonight that long. So yeah, I said I was gonna play around on TikTok. Look, everybody like, hey Wimbo, oh May, you remember her? Y'all used to love her on Instagram when we worked together. I sound low? Do I sound low or your volume not up? Let me see. Let's see. I sound loud to me. Now you about to have me having my girl. When in doubt, when in doubt, turn up your own volume. Lord. Hey y'all, hey, I gotta get we still going to Hollywood. Girl, yes we is. We going to Hollywood. Yeah, look, TikTok said you sound good. Facebook just want fucking today. But so it was just like, you slowly you get to see why you have some standards and why you deal with certain things that you deal with. So I just was telling her and I was like, well, as I started to grow, as I got better, as I started to get better and my experience. Oh, what is that? Oh, thank you. Oh, I got another gift. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Susanna. Oh, she done left Facebook with the TikTok. Oh, thank you. Yes, sent me that too. Okay, oh, see, that's the other thing. I be on TikTok. I go on everybody live and I be sending stuff. TikTok be understanding this. Thank you. Y'all helped me make my goal. I let TikTok set my goal when they only wanted me to get one. My girl dropped a knowledge in her gift. Okay, that part. Share it alive, girl. Share it alive. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, I haven't seen that. I'm sorry, y'all. They over here sending all kinds of gifts. I never seen the perfume bottle. And so it's like when you get better, you become better, you attract better, and you still experience different things, right? You might get some similarities, but then for the most part, you may not. I know when I've dealt with people over time, and then remember me and Coach, where Coach had me doing his little dating experiment. That was crazy. It was funny, but it was crazy. But I will say when you deal with different people, it allows you to see why you do have standards. It allows you have standards, and don't let anybody ever try to tell you that you shouldn't have any. You know what I mean? Or that you just shouldn't want more out of life. And so what I was telling my friend was, I was like, "Listen, I'm not no, don't quote me. I can't quote the Bible back and forth for a week, you know what I'm saying? I can't just straight up quote it, but I know the validity of what I know, of what I've read. And I was like, well, in the Bible, you don't really hear too many stories, because the Bible is God's love letter to the world, right? At least that's what I believe anyway. you don't really hear too many stories of people settling. And usually when you do, and this is what I told her, and usually when you do hear a story, you hear the stories of somebody who was either impatient, didn't wait, did what they wanted to do, and you know, acted out like desperation and things like that. That's why I don't like to do things out of desperation. I try to think or do things out of survival. Because when you do things out of survival mode, sometimes you might jump out of the air fryer straight into the deep fryer. And you're like, "Wait a minute, I jumped out of one crappy situation and got into another one." So, you got sometimes we can't always act off impulses because we allow our emotions to fuel us, and next thing you know, you going off, you done beat and punch somebody in the face, you done cussed out the kids, you done cussed out your boyfriend, you're just doing anything, you know what I mean? And it's because you could be acting out of emotion. So I was telling her that usually, like I said, in the Bible you see that, but for the most part, God God kept all of his promises to everybody he made a promise to, right? Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, Susanna. So it's like God kept his promises to everybody that he made a promise to, right? So if anything, it's us being humans and being impatient that we didn't sit and we didn't wait. Then thank you, Susanna. You lit up my roses. That is funny. I said I wanted to know what I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I said I wanted to know what it was like to have your gallery lit up. And you didn't lit up my roses in the gallery. Okay. 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 So then I just got hearts and the puff heart and the perfume. Okay, cool. Thank you. Um, things like that. So I said, there's not too many things where he didn't fulfill the promise that he said anybody would do. So I basically was telling her, I said, there's not anything saying that the Bible doesn't tell us to settle. Like there's nowhere where I've read thus far where the Bible tells us to settle, right? So I said, if God didn't tell us to settle, He didn't make us and create us to settle. Why do we settle? You know what I mean? Why do we settle? And so I was telling her, I said, so once I started getting into that, building a relationship, learning things on my own, being taught different things, and now being able to also see, I really would say that I really got to see, I really saw um, God moving a whole lot on my own in 2024 and in 2023. So I was like, why should we settle with anything else? Why should we settle with anything else? You know what I mean? Do y'all understand that? So I said, "Yeah, you gotta get you." I said, "So you gotta get you some standards. You gotta know what you want. Like, don't let nobody make you feel like something is wrong with you for wanting certain things out of life or wanting to go and then you gotta understand too, sometimes people we grow apart. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's people we just grow apart, whether it's a friendship, a relationship, whether a workship or whatever it may be. But it's like, you know what? Don't settle. And I often say this. I feel like women should take a page out of men's book. And the reason I know you say why. Why should we take a page out of a man book? Because when you look at it, right? Well, okay, well, damn, where I put my well, I ain't gonna say all, but we know what we know. Y'all there, Facebook? Let me see you in the chat. Let me know you hit hearts and thumbs up. Because men, when you look at men, right, and whoever don't apply to, it don't apply to. They don't settle. If you do something they don't like, if you mess around on them, they are not as forgiving as women, and I know people talk about this in the group of how, men will stick to their ground. So it's like we should take a page. I always say women should take a page out of a man's book because some men will not settle. A man will not allow you just to do anything to them. You know the saying when it's like, "Dang, you did something to me and it was supposed to been okay. I did something to you and you act like it's World War III and now you can't seem to get over it." You all know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So, it's one of those things, but I think that that's really a good thing when you know what you want and how you want treated. And most of the time, I think we really just don't know how we wanna be treated, or if somebody came along and treated us good, we wouldn't recognize it, so we end up self-sabotaging it or pushing the person away just because we got our own stuff that we dealing with. So, I'm like, maybe we should do some more self-searching together before we decide to go ahead. Thank you. Yeah, share, show. Before you go and you push things onto people. And I was having this conversation with my friends. I said, "Oh, thank you." I said, "A lot of times I feel like, you know, um, we put expectations on people that they didn't ask. So you're holding sometimes we holding people to a standard that they didn't ask us to hold them to. And then when they don't fit that mold and they don't hold fit that standard, thank you. You end up being offended, disappointed, getting upset, uh, in a relationship or whatever, it doesn't work out and stuff like that. So it's like, how often do we have these conversations? When y'all get in relationships or if y'all in relationships, do y'all have relationship follow up? Let me know. Do y'all have relationship follow up? Thank you, Susanna girl. I want to know. Do y'all do relationship follow ups? Oh, you just lit up my TikTok with the TikTok symbol light. Oh, thank you. Why's my thing keep shutting down? This is so annoying. Um, so stuff like that. I'm trying. No, thank you. You are. I've never had that. That is so cool. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. I promise you I appreciate it. So it's like, we just tend to settle. And I think that maybe sometimes we settle because we don't really know our own worth or know what we want, or we're told what we can't do. What's a relationship follow-up? So, a relationship follow-up is something that I feel and believe that is very, very, very healthy and everybody should do. It's like a check-in, where you guys check in and see what's going on. What areas of improvement need to be done in the relationship? Is your partner happy with themselves? Are they happy in the relationship? Just to know what's going on in the relationship so there is no hiccups. You know what I mean? So there aren't any surprises. I feel like that eliminates a lot of surprises instead of, the not talking because we don't like to have uncomfortable conversations. People don't like to have the uncomfortable conversations, and it's like, "All right, well, you go out here, and I'm thinking everything is good," and it's like, "Well, you should have been said that." A lot of the times we'll keep things in, and next thing you know, you going off because they forgot to put the ketchup in the refrigerator, but it's not that they forgot oh, thank you. It's not because they forgot to put the ketchup in the refrigerator. It's because of all the things they did prior to the ketchup not being put in the refrigerator, and the ketchup just ends up being the straw back and be like, "You know what? This is not it. We're not doing this. I don't wanna do this any longer." So I think that we should do relationship check-ins. I think you should do relationship follow-up so that way everybody can make sure that they're on the same page and then have that talk too, which a lot of people don't like to have, is should we continue the relationship? Nobody wants to have those conversations. I'm trying to get this I don't know what's going on. Nobody wants to have that conversation, and of course, they say because people don't like rejection, people fear rejection, and men don't like rejection, and women don't like rejection, and things like that, but I just think that people need to just we gotta start having those conversations just so we'll know, because history doesn't matter if the relationship is jacked up. You know what I mean? A lot of times we like to hold on to history to make us say, "Oh, well, we have this long history," but the history isn't even relevant if the person is not meant or not any good for your future. You know what I mean? We will hold ourselves back. We can hold ourselves back because what we're trying to hold on to with the fear of the unknown and not willing to go further, to not wanting to see what else is out there with whatever it may be. Some people always say they don't like to start over, but I feel like start over. Why not? Sometimes you gotta kiss 100 ugly frogs maybe before you get to the Prince Charming, you know? But I definitely feel like everybody should have a standard, maybe even more. They keep saying that the reason why the dating pool is so much trash out here is because they blame us women. You know, they blame women. They say it's women's fault. It's a woman's fault why the dating pool is the way it is. And I don't know. Don't put me in the messenger, but to a degree, it almost had be like, huh? Could this? Because I was having this conversation. I was having this conversation with him, and I was telling him about this guy. Like the guy, don't get me wrong, the guy was attractive, things like that, right? And he looked at me, I'm looking at him. Instantly, and I get turned off very easy. Do y'all get turned off easy? I get turned off by the littlest things. All right, but this was a big thing, and so it's like a while ago, and I'm looking, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, why is this man keep looking at me? But in the midst of him looking, right, um, when I was about to pull off, guess what he does? Well, hey, stranger, how are you? How are you doing there, you little Kimberly? Guess what he does? Okay, look, um, thank you. So he then in turn, I guess he was about to, he was standing on his porch smoking reefer. And while he was smoking his reefer, he looked at me and was like, I was like, no. And pulled straight off with an attitude. So me and I was telling my homeboy, I was like, "Yo, I could not believe this." I was like, "He wasn't a bad looking guy, or anything like that." I said, "But this man ain't say, 'Hey, how you doing?' Anything like that. He just instantly his interest of trying to see and show his interest. If I was interested, I don't know what it was, but the okay, the little smiley face. What you been doing, girl?" Um, he freaking offered me. He went up like this, and he was like offering me to smoke. So my homeboy was like, "Yo, it's crazy out here." And I was like, "You mean to tell me that we are in 2025 and the way guys holler at a female today is by offering them a blunt?" Like, no, for real. I don't think you'll understand it. And don't get me wrong, I don't knock it. I don't knock it for those who like it, right? Those who and then I'm learning all type of things. So then they also will be like, "You wanna match with me?" Do y'all know what that is? Have anybody y'all ever heard that saying? Have y'all ever heard that saying? "You wanna match with me? You wanna match YouTube, TikTok." Have y'all heard that? Facebook? Do y'all know what that means? Tell me. Tell me your diamonds. Do y'all know what that means? I was like, "Oh my god." And my homeboy was like, "Well, what you say?" You said, "No." Shirley said, "No." Kimberly said, "I haven't heard it." So, if you ever hear somebody say, "Oh, you trying to match?" Like, you wanna match, that means, do you wanna hook up with them and get and smoke a blunt? So, I learned that just by listening to all the different little lingo, and I was like, "What?" So now they got the thing they got the thing where they will come get, inbox and be like, "You trying to match?" or stuff like that, and I'm just like, "This is crazy." When I'm hearing about the stories, nobody's ever asked me, "Goddamn, could they match?" Goddamn it, you better not come and ask me, "Can you goddamn match?" Um, yeah, she said, "What the hell? What the helly?" No, for real. So and he was like, "Well, know, today, the women out here," he was like, "That's what it is." Like, there's not a lot of women that's really requiring men to really put in effort and not really requiring anything. So, I don't know, that's why I said I'm on the fence with, uh, I think we are partially responsible for the dating pool. not really the dating pool. We're partially responsible for how men approach women these days. And then I can't even really say because and this guy and I wanna say he looked like he was about, like, 40. He looked like he could have been, like, 40 or maybe in his late 30s. So it was like, "Sir, to see me, try to give me the googly eyes, give the googly eyes, and then gesture me a blunt is crazy work." Crazy work. I was like, so here I'm thinking about so let's look at the scenario for real. Like, I'm gonna paint the picture. I'm a stranger, you're a stranger. Look, we just said true. For real. I'm a stranger to him, he's a stranger to me. I'm on the side of the road meeting my sister, waiting for my sister to come. This day I was waiting for my sister to meet me. And you're standing on your porch while I'm out front of the door. You've had so much time to be able to say, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, blah, 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 blah. You then gesture a blunt. So stranger danger. So now at this big grown age, and this is just this is just alright, let me calm down. I'm about to get irritated. But this is the thing. I don't know if you've laced your product. I don't know where your spit has been. I don't know where your mouth has been. I don't know what you do, right? But here it is to hear me play this back, what happened this day is like, oh my God, is all hope lost in society? Because why would you offer a stranger to smoke your blunt? You don't even know them. And then on the other hand, suppose he meets someone who doesn't say no. You get what I'm saying? And they be like, all right, sure, talking, kicking it. You don't know if it's laced. You don't know what's in it. So when I am sitting and we're talking about it and I'm playing back the whole dynamic of that interaction, I'm like, "Oh my God, it is really crazy out here that you even have women or young girls who will say yes to that. Who will say yes to that? Like, "Oh, we have a good time. We do this, this," and it's like, damn. All it takes for a guy to get your attention or to get your number or to get any type of interest from you is to gesture some weed. I think we need to chew on that. Like, it has now come down to weed being the thing that some men are using to lure in women. God dang! Isn't that terrible? Is that terrible or am I being dramatic? Like, for real. I wouldn't know what to do. And I do know someone where they only like women who like to drink and smoke weed. What is this? Okay. That's all they like. They don't want you got morals, you have all this. They just look at women like women is just a good time. That's all it is. It's like one big party. They don't want nothing else. They just want to pump on you, get you high as a pelican and drink. And I'm like, dang. And, it's just sad because there is somebody somewhere that just really wants that. So it's like, "Hey, well, how do you get to that point in life where that's all you want from a person? You don't want anything else. That's all you want. Can't offer anything. You wouldn't even begin to know how to offer." So I think, would you guys say that women are a little bit responsible for that? Because I think so. I think so. When me and my homeboy was talking, I was feeling what he was saying, and he was like, "Because, that's the way of the world now. You don't gotta work for nothing. People don't want nothing, and then when you do come up against somebody who is, I don't even wanna say demanding, but who requires more than what you're willing to give, they look at them like, "Oh, you bougie, oh, you stuck up, oh, you think you better than." Oh, no, I'm just not a I just don't have that bum mentality. That bum mentality is crazy out here, you know? It's like you got it's there's more to life than that. What else do you have to offer? So, yeah, I was like, "Oh my goodness." I couldn't believe that that had happened to me. I could not believe that that happened to me. I was so annoyed for like 2.3 seconds because I said, "Dang." But, everything is always a talking point, so I do like it. I will say that my daily interactions or whatever, happens and I go through, it gives me something to talk about, and it's like, gee, Jiminy Cricket. Also, um, somebody just freaking had me go down a Candace Owens rabbit hole. Do y'all know Candace Owens? Do y'all like Candace Owens? I don't really know too much about Candace Owens, but I have been seeing, like, bits of the interview that she did with Joe Budden's, like, floating around. I just saw that, and, um, she she piqued my interest as far as I gotta go back and watch some of her shows or something because one of my girlfriends, she cannot stand Candace. She cannot stand Candace Owens, and I do not know why. And from the little bit that I've seen and that I know of Candace Owens, I think she's hilarious. You have to let them find that person and not entertain what's not your character. Exactly. Exactly. What they say, you entertain clowns, you become the next one. You entertain the next one, you become a part of the circus. And who wants a clown when you could deal with the ringmaster? But he and, tomato, tomato. You wanna deal with the clown or the man in charge of the clowns? Like, what? And, so Candace Owens was going more so I didn't really keep up with the, like, George Ex yes, girl. Be the energy you want to attract. Yes, look at it right there. Boom, boom, boom. Exactly. Freaking exactly. That's why I left him right where he was at, okay? And she was saying that and I don't know, but I know that she's very educated and she is very pays a lot of close to detail. And she was talking she was going back and forth with Jason Lee. She was also interviewed with Jason Lee, and they were talking about the George Floyd case and this and the third. And so I do remember where everybody was saying he was crying for his mother, but then I learned today that that was not true, right? So I was like, let me go listen to it because apparently the mama, when he was saying mama was the name of his girlfriend. His girlfriend was a redhead white lady. I didn't know that. I didn't really keep up with the case. So, she was simply saying that there was a lot of things that were left out of that story in that whole situation, and she went and she covered it all and all that. So, I don't know. So, I don't really know too much about it, but I thought that that was very interesting only because of what I do know her that were were going off. But they saying now that they saying that Candace is saying that she's trying to get accepted by black media, and, apparently they don't accept her, but I don't know why. But my homegirl is always saying it's because she talks down it's like she talks down on, the black culture. But when I was listening to her, from the few times that I have heard her, I don't be getting that from her. So then she does get slack because she does have 2 biracial children. She's married to a white guy. So then you have some people who are saying, "Oh, she she wants to be accepted by them and da 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 this, that, the third." So I don't know. And then you have some people who feel like, hey, if you are even in a interracial relationship, you can't even speak on black topics, or you don't hold the space in the black realm. So I don't know, but do y'all like Candace Owens? I just think that Candace Owens, she seems to be very blunt, and people don't like. I do know people don't like that. And then sometimes I'm wondering how many people are listening to her when they do see her and they do respond. Is it an emotional charged response? like, maybe what she says offends them. They say, "Well, you gotta be mindful of what you say because you when you have a platform and things like that." But it's like, do you really? Because you be like I say, I always my reference. You have Donald Trump, who is president of the United States of America, and he says absolutely any and everything that he wants to say out of his including his friends, his cabinet, everybody. He says exactly what he wants. He doesn't think before he speaks. Now, I'm not saying that makes it right because it doesn't make it right, but should we be policing how everyone else is choosing to speak, choosing to say when you have the man that runs the country saying any and everything out of his mouth? It's kind of those things that be like, well, how important is that? You know, so I'm gonna go check it out. I think y'all should go check it out. I wonder, oh no, I could pull it up on here. She's talking to Joe Budden, and she was saying that she does not like the hoe culture, but she does like how they think, and she's just saying she believes that some music what do y'all think? Because I know me and my friend, we go back and forth all the time, believe that some music is being pushed out here as an agenda to attack. I don't know. I don't know. That's not my lane, but I do know that's what my friend is always saying that she believes there's agenda being pushed when it comes to music because they're pushing certain people. So, I wonder if I can pull it up. So, Candace Owens was saying that do y'all like Sexy Red? Oh, shoot, wrong computer. I like Sex I think Sexy Red is hilarious. I do. I think Sexy Red is Imma pull this video up, so y'all gotta tell me if y'all can hear it, okay? So this way y'all can tell me, 'cause I thought that this was interesting. Y'all still there with me? Oh, why is it doing this? Y'all keeping up? 'Cause I wanna show y'all this video. I wanna show y'all this video, and tell me what y'all think about it. Okay. Now, let me know when I click on it, y'all have to let me know if y'all can hear it, okay? Can y'all hear oh, hold on, 'cause I wanna get the right one. Okay, here we go. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, you don't hear anything. Okay, let me see. Well, I don't have it over there yet. Just give me 1 second. You still hear me, right? Okay, you see this? Don't wanna do like this. Okay, yeah, I can hear you. Okay, hold on. Don't maybe I wanna go at the bottom. Yeah, maybe I'll go at the bottom. Let me remove this banner. So I'm gonna press play. Let me know if y'all hear this video, okay? No, they got music playing on that one. No, why is there music playing on this one? Hold on, y'all. Could y'all hear that? You said no sound? No sound? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna disconnect something real quick. So y'all didn't hear her? Because this was funny. Okay, so y'all don't hear that. Okay, hold on. Dang, I wonder. No? Did you hear that part? Could you did you hear that part? Okay, what about now? Ooh, 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 I done did something. How y'all saying no, but that y'all can't hear me, but y'all answering me? Somebody's lying. Let me see. Let me check myself. I can hear me. Somebody's lying. All right, so I'm gonna try to play it from my phone so y'all can hear it right. Because I think that she makes a valid point. So she was talking about okay, here she is with Sexy Red. Y'all can hear it? Can you hear this? So y'all can hear it. So she's saying, because I don't want to get flagged, you know, like the flag. She's saying that, she knows the person who signed and pushes Sexy Red. And she's like, so you mean to tell me that you overlooked somebody that could be like the next like Chris Brown, Michael Jackson for Sexy Red and said, hey, this is what I want to do, this is who I want to put. and she said that he is married to somebody Shepherd, which is probably another, which is probably a white lady. Um, and she said one of them is white and one of them is a black guy. So she's just like, why is it that they chose to push this? Why is it that they chose to push artificially pick her? Then she speaks about um he's saying that rappers don't get to make decisions and things like that. So here we go. And she's going to Cardi B. And so she's saying when she read the full lyrics and she said, why did they allow Cardi? Why did Cardi perform WAP at the Grammys? She said the Grammys is known to be a family oriented show. People would sit and watch the WAP with their children. So she's look at me, watch WAP, watch the Grammys with their kids. So she's like, why would they pick her to perform that song? You know what I mean? So she's like, but they have the representation. They have Taylor Swift. So they'll have Taylor Swift to represent their culture, sing this song, be who she is, not so vulgar. But when it comes to the representation of the black culture, it's always ratchet, ghetto, and overly sexualized. That's what she's saying. But what took me out was what she said about Lizzo. When she said Lizzo offended her with her butt cheeks. That was hilarious. And I understood that because not for nothing. Oh, you say this programming. Well, what's the program? What's the program? Let's get into it. What's the program? Because she talks about I understand. I'm trying to find it. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Lizzo's cool, but I didn't understand some of the things she would do. Some people say that she had to go through a humiliation ritual. I don't know. That's above my pay grade. I'll let y'all know when I get there. Uh, and she would do things that didn't make sense. Lizzo knew she was a plus size girl. She would run around half naked, run around, do things, sit on live, eat all this crazy food, and then uh go and cry and say that people are being mean to her or they're shaming her and things like that. And I didn't like that because it was like, girl, if you like 300 pounds and you put on a thong and you decide to get naked and run around the world and record it and post it, how are you then upset that people had something to say about it? You know what I mean? It almost gives me it reminds me of the people who say, mind your business when they do stuff outside. If you see the boy beating up his girlfriend, it's like, mind your business. Well, you should have been beating her up in the privacy of your own home. Or you make a post saying somebody passed away or such and such, 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 and then you get mad because somebody say, well, what happened? Well, why would you post it if you don't want people to inquire? You know what I mean? Everybody's not, trying to be nosy. Maybe they could be trying to be nosy. But my point is, you did something, you posted information, you did something, you feel in a way that people are asking you about it. Like, I think people do that is strange. What? Facial protection. What is that? It's like, come on. You get upset, you do these things, and then when people respond to it and you get the response that you want, you feel away. So I used to feel like she did things to I used to feel like she would do things just to stay in the algorithm. Okay, had to fix TikTok. That's what I thought. I felt like she would do that. Y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all ever seen her do that? So here's when she's about to talk about this. When she's talking to him, and she's like, she's like, she does these things. Where is it at? It was just so hilarious, y'all. This is why I say I think Candace is hilarious. I think Candace always is hilarious, but my friend don't like her. She pisses her off actually. Listen. Okay. Okay, here we
something
go.
that's so obviously outrageous. My
Here we
whole
go.
thing is I don't like the games that people play where they do something that's so obviously outrageous, like Lizzo in a thong shaking her ass cheeks. You know what that was. This is A, disgusting, B, perverted. People take their kids to the games. It's like there's no safe space that's sacred. You know, little boys like fans of LeBron James, I want to sit there, and now they got so with her ass cheeks, like shaking, and then she's like, "If you don't like it, it's your problem." It's like, no, you are being problematic, and now you're playing the game where you do something outrageous, and then when we outrage, you pretend that we're the crazy ones. Stop gaslighting me, okay? You're very large, and you got your ass cheeks out on the side of the court at a basketball game. I reserve the right to now comment on that, and I do. And then pull it out. Okay, this is coming after Lizzo. No, Lizzo came after me with her ass cheeks. As someone that
She said, "Hell, Lizzo came after me with her ass cheeks." So first, as much as people don't like to, she be making some valid points. She be making Candace obviously making some valid point. I just really think that people just don't like her delivery, and I know that as a former delivery bandit, sometimes it's your delivery that will have people not um understanding it, or will have people, feel the way. So it's like, okay, well, maybe she should work on her delivery. What do y'all think before we get out of here? So that's what I think I'm going to spend my time doing, is checking up and seeing what's up with Candace Owens. And then not for nothing, y'all, I'm back, y'all. The last couple days I was drained. My puppy was I was say in the pound. He had went to the doctors. He had ended up having to stay there overnight. I was going through it. Okay. But he's better now. Okay. And I just want to say shout outs to TikTok, to everybody who sent gifts on TikTok tonight. Madria, Wimbo, and Susanna. Thank y'all. Y'all lit up my gallery. Susanna took the lead by lighting up my gallery. Woohoo! God sent me a total of 650 diamonds. I truly appreciate that. That love. Because this girl was her tonight. Um, so yeah, shout outs to us for that. So yeah, I think that may be what it is. That may be what it is. Um, so yeah, tonight we just talked about a various topics, nothing too heavy, just a little ramble for the gamble. But I want to go watch this. I'm going to look for this. I don't know if he put it out yet, or if it's out, or I think it been came out. But Joe Buttons be having his stuff under. So I think this is an old little interview, but now it's circulating more. It must have been recent because yeah, this must be yeah. 'Cause y'all know he don't like to release stuff. He also said that he doesn't wanna release the, interview he did with Dr. Umar, because he's saying that he would probably get canceled. So I'm like, I wonder what Dr. Umar said. His daughter been going crazy too. But yeah, so that's it. It's nothing too much tonight. I'm a little tired to my puppy, and I couldn't sleep, but he's back home now. Oh, and thank you for all the calls, checking in on him. Thank you guys, everybody who knew that. We are also still going up on Instagram. Yay, yay, yay. Oh, I'll tell you about that. You guys see me. I did recently just go to a cake and sip. I would like to interview her, see if she'll come here and talk about it. Like her business and how she got involved and how she got started. It was really, really fun. You know what I mean? I don't like sipping paints. I've been to some, but I don't like sipping paints. I do not like it. I feel like You never make anything that's worthy of hanging around in the house and things like that. It's simple. I do think that somebody should do something where you can make, like, my friend was talking about house decor and things like that for your house, but the cake and it was fun. You go there. I recommend if you wanna try something new. I went by myself, I had a great time, just me, myself, and I. That's all I got in the end, is what I found out. Um, and I went it was for Cinco de Mayo. So for Cinco de Mayo, she's also I'm having a Mother's Day one, a Mother's Day brunch and a Mother's Day dinner, and she's also having a 90s versus 2000. That's what I was gonna go to that one, but I love me a good taco. It was cool, it was really cool, it was nice, great experience. How you see it when, um from on my video, that's exactly how it was. When you walk off the elevator, they offer you a shot. I guess it goes with whatever the theme is of it that day, that you're doing the celebration. I wouldn't mind doing a Mardi Gras one because the Mardi Gras one, like, was fun. She had for the Mardi Gras, the food was all, like, down there in Louisiana. It was crab legs, it was crab boils kind of vibe, eggs, corn, shrimp, crawfish, things like that. She even had pescatarian, um, options for the people this past weekend. It was cool. It's a nice view. You could take great pictures. The hospitality was really, really good. Um, yeah, so I'd say if you wanna try something different, just do something different, go to a cake and sip session. The music was good. It was such a great time. The margaritas was margarita. They were unlimited, or you could drink margaritas, and then it was, a taco bar. So for the first part, you, decorate not even decorate the cake, but you icing it down, and I like how she spaced it out. So you icing the cake down, she shows you what to do, you go step by step, and once you get to the smoothing and you have smoothed the cake over, then that's when you take and you go have something to eat, you eat your food, and as you eat your food, you're up and it's a 2-hour thing, it's a 2-hour window. That looked like a great experience. It was. It was cool. You know what? It reminded me of and I wonder if we got one here. It almost reminded me of the mixology class that I went to in Puerto Rico. That's what it almost reminded me of. I need to see if they got something like that here where you make 'cause that was fun too. And everything is there for you, and you get to take the cake home. So you get to eat, you get to drink while you're there, you get to eat, drink. She also has non-alcoholic, options for people who don't drink, so that was cool. And, you get to take home the cake. I still got it. I'm still on my, weight loss weight loss journey, losing weight. I have lost it some more, and, whatever. Tomato, tomato. It was fun. So if you guys have never experienced the cake and sip, I recommend you go check out Daisy. Um, and the prices vary depending on which thing she has. So and you also have, like, a private party too. I had thought about that, but you also have, like, a private party. So she it's on Eventbrite, but she's also on my Instagram page. The pricing, was 160. And then it went to I think like this then she also does it sometimes when she did like 15% off, it was like 130. But the Mother's Day is 170. Um, it's the Mother's Day is 170. Hmm, I didn't check out and see what the other thing was. But I know the prices were between 130, 170, no more than that. But I would think that the Mardi Gras event was more because she had seafood, so you always find fun activities and all. Girl, listen, I'm just out here trying, okay? I did that with intentions. I said, "I'm gonna hang out with me." You know what? And I was also gonna send the other thing to you too. So there's this Naughty Bingo. Um, I think I'm gonna go to Naughty Bingo too and see what that's about. That seems like it'll be fun. One of the, ladies that I met there at that event sent me that link to that. They were so fun. I mean, do y'all go out by yourselves? Some people don't like to go out by themselves. I don't really know. I went out by myself. I ain't know nobody. I was just amongst a bunch of strangers, and it was just so much fun. It was so much fun. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send that to you too. So it's a naughty bingo. It's in Catonsville. It's from 5 to 9 on the 25th, and it's $44. That includes your food, drinks, and all of that they have. Male entertainment, female entertainment, whatever that is. And I'm gonna go to that. I think I'm gonna go to that. She said, "Yes, I go out by myself." Girl, isn't it fun? It is so much fun. It is. So, and you just enjoy your company and you meet people. And also if you just I just feel like when you if you keep waiting for somebody or everybody else to go somewhere or do stuff, you would never go nowhere. Because people either say no or got something else to do, or some people don't feel like it, or some people, you know, may maybe on vacation or, different things like that. And everybody's not interested in the same thing. Some people are more out of the box than some are not, some are closed in the box. So it just varies. So I've just been in this space where I just been doing stuff on my own. Been doing stuff on my own. Like I know y'all be thinking it'd be a whole bunch of people with me. Child, it be me, myself, and I, and a stranger just holding my camera, taking my pictures to be lit. And if you ever been anywhere with me, I will ask a stranger real quick, "Can you take my picture?" But luckily, what I've liked is I've been meeting other people who are also into um, content, like, or just they get it. They get the social media, and that's fun. Nothing against any of my friends who are not, like, social media savvy, but I will say that there is a difference when you go out with people who are in your lane versus the people who are not. Because the people who are not, they just taking the picture, they not getting the angle right, they thinking everything look good, they just saying, "Yay, yay, yay." Alright, 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 they may get frustrated, they may feel like you got enough pictures, y'all know how it all could go, and then you may be getting on their nerves versus when I've gone out with people who are in the social media world. Everybody takes their time, nobody cares, like, they got lights, like, I was there, Sunday, the girl had a whole light in her bed, y'all. She was like, "Wait a minute, I got the light." She put the light on the phone. She ain't mind taking the pictures with her phone because I was, like, in her camera and stuff too. So we're airdropping pictures, taking pictures, videos, and all that. So it's cool, that we all ended up, like, following each other on social media, and I get to see all the different angles Saturday. So it's just really, really fun. I like it. It's so much fun. But we took 1,000 pictures and nobody got frustrated. It's like, "Hey, pull this down, fix your shirt, put your head this way, do this, blah, 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 pull this down." Da, da, da. So it's fun. It's fun. I definitely like hanging out with and meeting like the social media people who are into the social media world. They're different. I'm telling you, it's different. Hanging with them is different. Um, or just being friends is extremely different. It was so much fun. And I wasn't the only one that was by myself. So I was at the table. I met this young lady. She's a makeup artist here. Her name is Jerea. She was by herself, and then I met these other 2 ladies, Day, and I forget what the other lady name. She was a principal. She was crazy. They were fun. And we all sat at the table, and we had a nice time talking, laughing, joking. Nobody was stuck up. Didn't nobody feel like, "Oh, don't talk to me," and it was just a great time. It was a great It was just a great time. The whole atmosphere. It was like if you was going in there and stuck up, what did you come for? But the whole atmosphere was nice. Our whole table just lit. We had a good time. Laughing, taking pictures. We took pictures with them, group pictures with them. I need to took group pictures with them. And it was fun. I would definitely go back again. My mother was like, "Oh, well, maybe I can go one day." So I was thinking about maybe taking her one day. I was gonna go with my sister too, but I wanted to get the tacos. So, I was like, "No, I want to do these tacos." That was fun, but, I was thinking about it, like I said, doing a private event. She does do private events with a minimum of 10 people, and I think the lowest that could be was, like, 135 a person. You pick the menu and stuff like that, so I was like, "Oh, okay." So I'm just trying to see, well, maybe not, but I thought that it would be really cool and fun. She does everything, you just show up. It's downtown, so you know you gotta get parking, so it's downtown, whatever. I won't give out the location because you don't get the location until, um, you get your ticket and all that, so I don't wanna do that. But yeah, it was fun, it was cool, something different. So now I know how to ice the cake and how to decorate the cake and didn't get too irritated. And I did pretty fancy. And y'all know I don't mind raising my hand, asking the teacher for help. Cause I surely did. I was like, oh, I need you to come over here, Daisy. Show me how to do this. I'm like, girl, because I got and I can't have my cake looking crazy. So, so it was fun. So, but that's it. That's all. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight. Jumping session. I mean, like a jumping session. I don't know. I'm a little exhausted, but I enjoyed tonight. Thank you guys. Shout outs to YouTube. Share the show for me, you guys. Hit the share button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on TikTok. Oh, we keep going up and up with the TikTok. With TikTok too, but with Instagram. So our numbers are rising and rising. And they keep going up. So I'm just thanking God for that. Everything is going and moving and going the way it's supposed to. So yeah, thank y'all for being here, supporting and continuing to push me. Without y'all, there is no me. Without me, there is no y'all. First and foremost. But thank you guys for being here each and every week, showing up. I'll see you guys next Wednesday.